Nothing in there. Nothing in there. Oh. Oh. This looks pretty good. These strings look shagged. Speed knobs. This is a stacked knob. The dual outputs. Oh, brother. Locking tuners. Is there a battery in here? Nope. I can fix that. I can fix that. Made in Taiwan. And they are not as big as the other RGX models. I'd say they were medium tall. So the truss rod lives under this thing which you have to push down here, and it looks like you can adjust the truss rod without taking this thing out, but it's pretty much bloody mission impossible. So then once you do take that out, you can't really get a normal Allen key in there, so then you have to pull the pickup out and sort of raise it, pull it up against the strings, and then and only then can you get it in there. Now clockwise tightens it, anti-clockwise loosens it. So, but I've done it now, and next is straight. Next is straight as an arrow. So she's all lovely. So I just got to put all this crap back together. I was going to grease these. Put some tape around these posts. Look how long this friggin' post is. It's like the longest trem post I've ever seen. Slightly bent, so hopefully putting some tape in there will keep it all hunky-dory. This one wasn't even loose. It's just this side. Just added some more pictures, but I hope you can see like why you can't lower this bridge more in a certain way. So that's the casing for the bridge post, and it's poking out of the bottom of the thing, so you physically can't wind these things anymore. So that's a reason for the height issue. So you try and get the action as low as possible. I've got it absolutely slammed at the moment, but as you can see, those posts have got no further to drop. Onto the control layer of the RGX-820Z. It's cool that you can use this pickup, use this guitar even without the battery in the back. So output jack 1, don't need a battery, and your 3 pickup selector, front pickup, front and rear pickup, just works as normal, and the special knob closest to the bottom right of the bridge, that doesn't do anything. So a passive signal coming out, and it does sound good on its own. But when you want to use both pickups, you put the battery in, and the battery only starts using charge once something's plugged into it. and the output jack 2 is used, and that has the magnetic and the piezo pickup blend. So there's a stacked volume and blend knob. So the top of the knob is the pan pot. So you go clockwise for full magnetic, counterclockwise for piezo, and the other one is the volume control for jack 2. So as it says here, you can have both 1 and 2 as used at one time. Both output jack and number 2 can be used at one time. So you could have your passive signal going to 1 amp. You could have your piezo signal, or more correctly, your piezo blend going to another amp. Or you could actually just have your passive magnetic output going to 1 amp, and you could also control the blend knob so it's only using your active magnetic signal, and you could send that to another amp. So there's lots of possibilities here. Or you could just blend in a little bit of the piezo, and I find it gives it almost like a hollow body sound when you blend in just a little bit of the piezo. And I found playing this guitar, the signal strength of the piezo is absolutely enormous. So if you choose the piezo side and you put it on full volume, you will get a little bit of clipping on your input jack. So if you want to capture all those nuances, you'd put of the piezo, you'd put your volume up full, and you turn your amp just down just a little bit, so you're not getting too much of that breakup on the front. And you'll hear later on what the piezo sounds like. What I've done is I've done the full piezo sound, and then I've also done the sound in the middle, so front and rear pickup, with half the piezo dialed in to see what that sounds like. Here is a view inside the cavity of the RGX-820Z. As you can see, the dual outputs and everything looks clean and easy to work, and doesn't look too cramped, except down in the bottom left. In the bottom left, there's a 3-way switch, and it is quite high, so it's almost touching the top of the control plate. Now, all the inside is painted with shielded paint. It's a very quiet instrument, but also the back of the control cover is actually covered in quiet foil as well. So sometimes if you switch to the bridge pickup and the pickup selector has turned a little bit, it will actually touch the shielding paint or the cover and will actually short itself out. So what I recommend is just putting a bit of tape on the inside of the shielding cavity to prevent it from contacting, and also on the cover, and that will prevent it shorting out at either stage. Apart from that, amazing components in here, really great quality. And the key thing about this guitar is it does have 250K. It does have a 250K ohm tone pot. So even though this is a JB and a 59, it will sound slightly different to other humbucking guitars that might normally have a 500K tone pot. So keep that in mind when you're listening to it.